Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody today? I hope you're doing well. Let's see who all is here. Marion is here, and Karen, and Michelle. Joe's hanging out tonight. Sherry, Catherine. Hello, hello, hi, hi, hello, hello. You're curious if I like the book. Well, Sherry, take a
Yep.
guess. What do you think? What do you
I'm
think?
scared you're going to say no, even though I'm liking it.
You think I'm going to say no?
I'm scared you are because, I mean, I do I think maybe you might like the fact that it's kind of funny. All of her, what are they? Godparents, godmothers,
Right?
the, 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 the clutch of hens are kind
Yep.
of funny.
Yeah.
And that they're always kind of trying to set her up, even though she don't want them to set her up.
Yeah.
I think you think that part was funny,
They're all in her business. They're just all in her
but
business.
she gonna start investigating. She gonna start
Right?
investigating, and I
Right?
know that you don't like that part. And I'm like, oh God.
Well, 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 she already has started investigating because she already went to the hospital and talked with people and whatnot. So, anyhow,
I'm
um,
sorry. That scene was hilarious to me because first, it's one of her. I mean, they call them family, even though they're not technically related. But in some cultures, like basically if you're from the same culture and you're in the area, you're family. She reconciled with her, but then the boy, I'm just gonna call him the boy. The boy kind of like went over her head, be like, well, since I'm a lawyer, you can give stuff to me, you can tell things to me, and it's confidentiality. And she's like, you dick. How dare you? And then she goes to her hated nemesis and
right.
gets into a fight.
Yeah. From way back in high school, right?
She's like, "Oh my God, have you not dropped it? That's been like 8 years." But then she still couldn't help herself. She still had to throw that little barb. And by the way, he came to me. Absolutely, that was good. That
I
was good.
I didn't find it as funny as you did apparently, but
Oh my no, I'm sorry because she knows she's got to get information. She knows this woman may have information, but yet she hit that little barb and she couldn't let it go.
no.
She just had to be like, what? So she might as well have thrown that possible. But then again, let's be realistic. If this woman still hates her, she wasn't gonna give her no dadgum information anyway.
No.
But
No.
I loved it. So I found it hilarious.
I I didn't think it was that funny, but I don't know. Um I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Um I don't know. It's just okay right now. I'm a little it's a little hard with all of the language that we don't understand. And there are words that, they've got that little glossary in the front of the book, which you might not know, but there's a little glossary in the front of the book that you can go look up some of the words. And I've done that a couple times, but there's no explanation of the words in the glossary.
Well,
So
for
that's a little
me,
frustrating.
honestly, most of the words that they're using that I don't understand, they say the phrase and then immediately put it in English right after it, or it's read through
Um,
context clues. So I haven't had any issues with
well,
that
there's
so
been a
far.
couple. There's been a couple I didn't know what they were talking about. I really didn't know what they were. Otherwise, I wouldn't have tried to look them up. So, anyhow, yeah, some of the words I don't know what some of them were, which is a little frustrating, but I just moved on like, oh, couldn't have been all that important. So I just
See,
moved
I
on.
can't really go back in my book because I mean, I can, but then I feel like I'd lose my place digitally. But most of the word, pretty much the only words that I don't really understand that they don't give an explanation in the actual text, of what they're saying, are names of food.
Well, there's a lot
And
of
I'm like,
there's a
okay,
lot of
I don't really
food.
give a crap what the food's
Yeah.
called.
There's a lot
It's
of
just
food stuff, but there was a couple other times too. There was some word that I was like, I don't know what that means. I don't know what that is. And I really couldn't figure it out. So I went and I looked and that didn't help me either. So I just moved on. But anyhow, that makes it a little, I don't know, not as fun. You know what I mean? If you feel like you're not understanding something, but anyhow, that's that. But yeah, I don't dislike it. I'm not like over the moon in love with it. I'm not. It's just kind of like right now. It's just like okay, dude died, face planted in her dish there, and she didn't know he died. I thought that was funny. She thought he was playing a joke on her. I thought that was funny. But
well, it's also her ex.
well, yeah, yeah,
Mm.
face planted right there in the plate. But yeah. And of course, now it has been determined that there was arsenic on the dishes. Huh.
But we don't have the ME's report yet to know if it's arsenic that killed him. Now, it's highly probable, but here's where the rub's going to come in because okay, there's arsenic on the plates. If he was killed by arsenic, it's still not a open and shut case because
You don't know how it got there.
yeah, dude who's eating with him, who owns that building that restaurant is in,
Mm-hmm.
who has been looking to shut them down anyway,
Mm-hmm.
was eating with him.
And weren't they sharing dishes too, sharing plates or what?
They sure were.
Yeah. Yeah.
Except for uh the stuff that the desserts that had coconut in it because the dude was allergic to coconut.
Well, yeah. Joe's already suspicious of the stepdad. Well, I mean, and he's the one that's making a fuss too. He's the one that brought up a big fuss, trying to point the finger at them. You know,
Oh
they should
yeah.
be investigated because he died there.
I mean, he is definitely on my suspect list. He is on my suspect
It's
list because
really
I'm just
funny
like,
that the one lady who did tell him at the hospital that she just thought that he'd gotten it was a diabetic coma. That's what she said. That's what she thought it looked like without giving away
diabetic
any.
ketoacidosis.
Yeah, it's diabetic coma.
Yep.
You die.
But she wasn't supposed to. And they said in the book, she was like, but before he ate the thing that he dropped his face into, he was sweating and was pale and was not looking so hot.
Right.
Anyway, so, it's very highly probable that he could have been poisoned prior to coming into the restaurant, but it didn't start taking effect till the restaurant.
Well, we don't even know if he was poisoned.
Right. We don't know for sure
We
that he
don't know
was
if he
poisoned.
was poisoned. We just know there was arsenic on their dishes. We don't know how he died, what his cause of death was. We don't know that at this point.
At this point.
Yeah.
But I see it's always these cozy mysteries that even someone who does not like all of the main character is never a police officer. They're always someone else and they have to clear their name and they have to investigate and then, sometimes they work right along with the police officers and sometimes they work despite the police officers and it looks like there might be a possibility of there seemed like there was a slight little spark when that police officer walked in and she's like, oh, I would have noticed him. So, there may be a
Oh, I
little
don't
something
know.
like,
I don't know. She really has more feelings for the friend's brother, but she's had feelings for him, so in the past.
talking about the lawyer.
Yeah, but didn't act on that because, it was the friend's brother, so.
Well, yeah, but there's also a little bit of that's what her family's pushing her towards. And let me just tell you, sometimes in certain cultures, you don't want to be pushed towards the right, the one that's going to be this, in they're the same culture and they have a good family and you should like this one. And so like you do, but you don't, but you might, but you might not.
I'm just going to go right off base here, and I'm going to disagree with everybody that I don't think it's the stepdad.
I think that the author's making it look like it could be the
Exactly.
stepdad for us to think
Exactly.
that way because they like to throw us off, right?
Seems too obvious.
Throw little stuff,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
you're gonna be like, "Oh, who did?
Yeah.
Oh, it was them." So
Yeah.
I
Yep.
don't.
It's
I
too
mean, I'm
obvious.
suspicious, but at the same time, it's too obvious too quickly.
Yep. Yep. That's why I say that. I don't know if I'm leaning towards anybody yet, Joe. I don't know. I have no idea.
We need to know a little bit more about what he was doing prior to coming in, and we need, because right now we only know that he's her ex, and he
He's
is
a
a
food
food
critic,
critic.
and he was critical of them, wasn't nice to them. So that makes it look like they're the guilty party. They're not. They didn't do it. She didn't kill him. She didn't kill him.
No, because
But,
she done served all that same food that she served him to everybody else. Because
right.
she was like, we're not wasting this. I don't
Right.
care what that policeman says.
Right.
We do not waste food.
Right.
And I do know
And I think
that,
it's interesting that the one godmother or auntie or whatever she is gave her a whole list of possible suspects.
oh yeah, because
Whole list.
well, she, I, she's probably one of those, which you do have this, some of the people in the culture, or actually and others are very, sometimes older ladies can get very nosy. And they're like,
Really?
let me tell you what I know. Because they seem like when I called them hens, they remind me of, the people in like some of the older ladies that can be in a whole group. They're like little gossipers in a small town.
Yep.
Right. And if you want to know something, you go to them because they have the gossip on everybody. They have the lowdown. And, I also know that in the Philippine culture, their love language is food. Like it's always, if you're sad, here, have some food. If you're happy, here's some food. If you're sick, here's some food. Like they just want to feed you. So that's what, and nobody else seemed to balk at taking the food.
No. Oh, no. They were all eating it and taking it. And yeah. Oh, yeah.
What'd you do with the receipt that was on the table?
I didn't do anything with the receipt on the table. Are you talking about these receipts right here? Oh,
No.
oh, then I don't know. I didn't do anything with the receipt on the table. Sorry.
Well, the Menards.
Oh.
Huh.
I would just have to say it's too early in the game to really have too much of
Oh,
a
yeah.
suspect. I know the author is wanting us to lean towards the stepfather because it's been set up so prettily. He owns the place and he's been wanting to close it. He's gone out with this stepson, but, does he really have a good relationship with the stepson? Seems like the stepson's more of a old person who still lives at home type of
Sherry,
person.
Sherry wants somebody to feed her food and dessert.
Right?
Hmm.
As long as they cook it and hey,
That's,
give it
that's
to me.
hilarious.
Give it to me.
Ah,
So Dale's looking for a receipt.
yeah, hang on just a second. I'll be right back.
So do y'all are y'all enjoying so far everything? I think I saw some people say that you're enjoying the book. I mean, I like it so far. It's doing exactly what cozy mysteries do. I am starting to get invested. I'm hoping it doesn't take a turn for the Hoo-ha bad. Yeah, no, we don't do no foot now. Nobody need to be feeding nobody no feet in there. No, we're not doing that. Yep, it is funny, right? It's those godmothers. They are so hilarious, and her aunt is kind of funny too because she's like, look, Tita, we need to talk to, we need to talk to our lawyer and let him say. And she's like, oh, you know what? Just you go on in there. I'm just trying to get this solved. I'm just trying to get this done because now she's gonna lose her business for a while. So she ain't paying no mind to lawyer.
What? You stopped. You got this look. You're like, what?
Because someone's calling me and I had to tell them that I have to call them back.
Oh, I gotcha.
I'm sure I won't get some flack about it, but anyway. But yeah, I love how Tita is all about like, no, you just let him in. I said he could go in there and look at that kitchen. I mean, like she's not even paying attention to like the lawyer. Let him deal with the police and say what we can. And she's like, we ain't got time for that. We ain't got time for that. Just, I know I didn't do nothing. Go in there. Have at it. Have fun.
Yeah. Well, they probably should wait for the lawyer.
Probably should. I mean, even though we know she's innocent, we don't know that someone hasn't done something in that kitchen when she wasn't in there. We don't know that, no. She should always wait for the lawyer.
Wait for a lawyer.
Especially since he's not going to charge him anything because he's a friend of the family.
Well, yeah. Yep. Anyhow, that's that. That's how that's gone. That's what we know so far.
That's what we know so far.
That's what we know so far. Yep.
Like I said, I still think there might be a possible flame, whether it be the lawyer or whether it be the cop. I feel like there's going to be a possible liking of somebody. And I definitely feel she's going to get her nose in places that she's probably not supposed to get her nose in.
Yeah, that's likely.
She's going to get in trouble.
That's likely. There's so many they keep using the Ninong. There's a Ninong June and then Ninong this.
That's because that's their.
And then Ninong this one and then that one and then this.
That's. I think that's the title for godmother.
There's so many different people here. I'm like,
that's like the title for godmother.
And then I'm like, then there's Bernadette, and I'm like, who the heck's Bernadette now? Why isn't she a Ninong something or another? Like,
no, because Bernadette, that's the family that's not really family. Well, I mean, the godmothers aren't either, but she's just that extended family.
See, here's the part. Here's the part of. This is my typical issue with like mystery things. There's 7,000 people. 7,000 people in them. And I don't know. It gets confusing. There's so many people, and we throw in another person and another person. And
but here's what you need to, in order to really enjoy mysteries, you have to realize that there are people, and it happens in your romance books too. There are people that it's not important to pay attention to who the heck they are. Okay, you read they're in the scene. Yay, they're a backup character. They're not someone to focus on, so don't waste your brain trying to worry about it. There's ones that are crucial to the story that are always going to let you know. The others are just background characters. It's no different than watching a movie and there's students in the background. Yay for them. One of them may say something. Woo, good for you. You put your 2 cents in. But they're not really crucial to the story. So it's not
in mysteries, but in mysteries, they make it seem like anybody could be an important character. Like the people that were sitting in the restaurant eating at the time. And then there's
yes and no,
grandma, and this person, and this, and there's just like.
But as you go through the story, the author will let you know. They will give you hints about who is important too. And then you might go, oh yeah, I remember they were in this, but like you didn't have to try to keep that up in your head the whole time until they revealed to you.
forget. It's easy to forget about certain people, and maybe those were people you weren't supposed to forget about. I don't know.
No, but you're supposed to, because that's how the surprise gets you in the end. Because if you are
See,
too
that's my point.
busy, if you're too busy trying to go catalog, oh well, this person was here, this person was here, this person was here, this person was here, and you're trying to remember all of that through the thing, then you're going to miss the surprise, and then it's not as rewarding.
Oh, rewarding. Okay.
Yes, you have to let some of the characters go into the background.
See, I want to know. I want to know everybody. I want to know who everybody is and how they're related, and remember all of them. And one other book we read. Remember, we were talking about some other book we read a while back, and I was like, I need a spreadsheet. I need a spreadsheet just to keep track of who everybody is and how everybody's related to who and whatnot. And
it was one of the. It wasn't a romance, and it wasn't a mystery. It wasn't a fantasy, or was it a fantasy?
Like
was it one of the fantasies?
I think it was one of the fantasy books.
I think it was one of the fantasies. But when we were trying to determine, who everybody was, because they went to different. I think it was one of the Fae ones, because I think it was like you had all of these people over in the Fae realm, and then you had all these people that were in the not the Fae realm, and
so many people, so many different characters.
But it was still a good book.
Yeah, but it was like I just wanted to
She does have a
handle on who everybody is and remember everybody and how they're related, and I feel myself forgetting that stuff because there's so much of it.
Yeah, but you don't want to hold too tight to everything, because like I said, some people are, even people that might show up important later in the story, the author's gonna steer you where they want you. So you focus, kind of think of it, like I said, like watching a movie. Don't focus on all the background actors, focus on your main ones, and then they'll start bringing the ones that may be important. It will start coming forward. But she has, what do you think about her little wiener dog?
I don't know. She's got a wiener dog. That's all so far. She's got a wiener dog that got to sample the pie.
That was very insistent on sampling the pie. And we all know how Dachshunds are when they want a treat. And you try to tell a wiener dog no. You got food. And they side eye you. Then they go from the side eye to the start to whine. I don't know about yours. Mine will go from whining to barking to literally losing his ever living mind.
If you can believe this, I've got 3 cats that are worse than the Dachshunds.
Your wiener dogs are definitely different. They don't do a lot of stuff that the wiener dogs that I know do. They don't dig. They don't burrow.
No, they don't dig.
They don't burrow.
Well, burrow. What do you mean? Yes, they do burrow. I mean, not
in every set of covers that exists, they're gonna burrow.
Yeah, they do.
Well, at least yours don't dig outside. If you see, but that was because we had ours in a fence. Tiny used to.
They just wanted to get out.
Well, and they're made for digging. Like that's what Dachshunds are for.
My dogs aren't fenced up, so they have no need to try to dig to go anywhere. They don't have to try to get out of any place. If they're in a fenced area, maybe that. Well, I don't know. They used to live in a fenced area at the other house. They didn't care. They didn't dig there either. They don't.
Yeah, but how long were they out there? A few minutes.
Out long enough to go to the bathroom and play for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, but so we had work, so we had no option. They went to the yard.
Yeah, my dogs have never been outside when I was gone. So.
Well, we didn't have an option. So.
Yeah, mine don't. Mine were never outside when I'm gone. So. Anyhow, right. Dogs are a little persistent, but I'll tell you what, I think the cats are worse. The cats are worse. And that's all Dale's fault. That is Dale's fault. I'm going to put that right on Dale. Yep.
Was that the one that was a special school? I don't remember if that one.
I have no idea.
I just remember the Fae one had. I think it was just there were 2 different. There was Fae world and non-Fae world, and many characters in the Fae world and many characters in the non-Fae world, and we were trying to.
There were so many people.
Keep track of who, and then who was. I think it was the one that had the sword, right? And you had to also remember the powers of the sword and the.
I don't know.
Yeah. It was a lot to try to remember.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well,
This one, I'm only focused right now on the godmothers, her tita, her, the lawyer, and that dude, the landlord, uncle, slimy little dude. Something tells me he's a slimy little dude.
I don't know about that. I have no
He
idea.
might not be. He might not be, but first impressions, he just. Although he would, because see, he didn't have any qualms about tasting their food, but I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. And I think it's awful, and it is awful convenient that he couldn't eat what was some of the stuff that was served. That's what I'm saying. She's setting it up
To look like him,
to look like him.
but it's
He,
probably not him because
it's not. It's probably he is a red herring, and we
Mhm.
just got to find out more information. We need more clues.
Well, this week you can find out information all the way through chapter 20.
Okay, so read 20, but not 21.
Yep.
Okay.
Read 20, not 21. Stop
Okay.
there. Yep.
I can do that.
The calendar crew. That's the people
That
that
is
were sitting in the
calendar
restaurant.
crew.
I'm like, what in the hell? Who's the calendar crew?
That's the godmothers. They're called the I don't because they're all named after months of the year. April, May, June.
Are they?
Yeah.
Are they really?
Their names are all months of the year. So
Yeah, I guess I did.
they're called the
There was a
calendar.
June. I didn't even really pay that
I
much.
think there's April, May, and June.
Oh, yep.
And
Nino
so
in May. Oh, okay. Guess so. April. Yep. Okay. That's
so
the
they're the
calendar.
calendar gang. Calendar crew.
But then who's 8? Bernie.
So Aunt Bernie, that like I said, that's that if she's the one that works at the hospital. And so she's like an unofficial aunt, but not a godmother. So she's not part of the calendar crew.
All right. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So therefore she hasn't been, she's just there for possible some maybe information. She's telling stuff that technically she's not supposed to due to HIPAA.
Well,
But
except she didn't tell anything from his records.
no, she just said
what
it
she thought it looked
looks like.
She said what she thought it looked like. That was it.
It's kind of one of those. It looks like possibly.
I think he looked like he was dying. So here's my question. Where did he throw up? Did he throw up at the table?
As he was going out the restaurant.
So he threw up on the gurney, not on the table.
No. He was unresponsive at the table. She was scared he was dead then, but as he was
got him on the floor. Did they take him to the floor?
Yeah, because they were doing CPR. Mm-hmm. But he didn't actually. That's how come she knew. Ooh, he wasn't dead when he left the restaurant. Is because she could hear him throwing up as they were taking him out.
Maybe he had the arsenic. Maybe he was going to kill his stepdad, and maybe the plates got mixed up and he ate the wrong thing.
Oh, that would be. Oh God, really sad for him.
Killed himself. Whoops.
Oh, the stupid ways to die.
No clue. Anyhow. Well, that's it, folks, I guess. That's all there is for now.
So we shall see what the next part holds.
Like I said, I don't hate it. I'm just at this point where I'm kind of like, there's a lot of people to keep track of, a lot of things to keep track of. I don't know. So, anyhow, that's it. So, All right, everybody has their orders, their walking papers, their assignment. You have your
We have our assignment.
You have your assignment. So, well, I'm gonna go let my dogs out to go to the bathroom because I hear them out there whining. And Dale left. Apparently, he found his receipt because when you can't remember where you put something, you always ask another person in the house like they did it or they have some knowledge, right?
Well, okay, I have learned one of the reasons why people ask their wives or their mothers is because there's some sort of, because it has happened to me all the time. And I finally asked, why are you asking me when I had nothing to do with it? And they're like,
No.
because we expect you to use your mom power.
Oh, well, I don't have
There's
that.
a mom power of being able to be like, let me look, because we're looking in the most obvious places that they probably could have left it. And sure enough, boom, there it is. But we tend to find whatever they're looking for. So my kids call it the mom power.
Well, I think it's Dale is like, there's another person in the house, and if I can't find it where I think I left it, then you must have moved it. That's what that is. You must have moved it because I didn't move it because I know where I left it. And 9 times out of 10, he didn't leave it there and I didn't touch it.
Yep. And then it's, how did it get there? That's not where I left it.
Well, it must have been. It must have been, right? Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But yet that never works the other way. I don't accuse him of taking my stuff and moving my stuff or questioning him about where my stuff is. I might ask him, like, it's usually my glasses. I can't find my glasses. I'll be like, have you seen my glasses? Have you seen my glasses? Because I don't know where I put them. Have you seen them? That's it. Not
But
like,
you don't know, what did you do with my glasses?
yeah, like, what happened to that receipt on the table? I don't know. I don't know where my glasses are. I'm not accusing you of doing anything. I'm asking for your help in finding my glasses because I don't have a clue where they were. That's different. That's a whole different thing. So, but
men are from Mars, women are from Venus.
he must have found his paper that he was looking for because he's gone back to Menards with his receipt.
Well, there you go.
Even if he couldn't find his receipt, he could have gotten a receipt at Menards when he got there. So, and mind you, this receipt was only acquired yesterday. Yesterday. How it's disappeared, I don't know. Well, there's that. So.
Oh, goodness.
All right. I'm done now. I'll let you guys go. And I will go take care of my very pitiful whining dogs out there.
Poor little babies who want to, they're just like, Mama, you just neglected us right now.
They ate and now they're like, let us out. What happened the last time? The price difference. Sherry, here's the story. The story is we needed a new pump for our sewage pump. So we went to Menards. We got a sewage pump. Then that sewage pump wasn't working, wasn't the right size. It was too short. Dale would have had to have changed a bunch of stuff. He took it back, got a taller pump. Okay? So today he's worked on pump, blah, blah, blah. And now he actually ended up fixing the old pump. So now he doesn't need even the newer pump that he exchanged for. See the problem? I don't know. So he's got a receipt for the first one. He's got a receipt for a return and the purchase of a new one. I don't even know which receipt he's looking for. So, anyway.
All right, well, you better let the babies out.
All righty. You guys have fun reading. Keeping track of what's going on. You let me know next week. All right. I will talk to everybody later. Bye, you guys.
Bye.